so just for the minute before class, let's enter class with a nice calm breath. So I want us all to relax our arms down by our sides. Big inhale into the belly. Big exhale out the mouth. Good, try to spread those toes, so plant that big toe into the floor, spread the little toes as far as you can from each other. Relax the arms. One more nice deep breath in. And let's go ahead and exhale. Good, so as we enter class with a nice calm breath and clear mind, thank you guys for joining me. I'm Coach Emma for Morning Mobility. It is 7 o'clock and it's Friday, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna stay here focusing on spreading the toes nice and wide on the mat. What I want you to do is shrug those shoulders up to your ears, inhale. Exhale, roll those shoulders down and back. All right, I want your shoulders to live in this position. We're gonna rotate to one side, rotate to the other side. So keeping our shoulders down and back. Good, so we're just working our way through here with the neck. Go ahead and move it into some scoops, so some half circles. So going back and forth, scooping the chin across the chest. Let's go ahead and make a full neck circle. So what I want us to do is sweep that chin across collarbone. So we're drawing the circle with our chin all the way up and around. When you get to the center, switch directions. Still being mindful of our shoulders. Make sure we're not slouching. Try to see if you can stay on that path of that imaginary circle with your chin. Good, all right. So what I want us to do is go ahead and reach your arms out and then give yourself a nice big hug. So whichever arm on top feels more comfortable, we're gonna grab each shoulder. We're gonna slowly start to curl forward here, just at the upper body. So keeping hips, everything else nice and still. So exhale, slowly curl forward here. What I want you to do from this position is rotate to one side. Give me a small little side bend. Bring it all the way around. Good, rotate to the other side. And sweep forward. And bring it up. So that's one rotation. Let's go other way. So again, inhale, exhale, slowly curl forward, rotate, slight baby side bend, bring it all the way around, rotate, and bring it forward. Good, so we're going to work through this just a few more, nice and slow at our own pace. Being mindful, so rotate, side bend. As we come around, make sure not to push the hips forward, so keep them up nice and tall as you come around. Meet the other side, bring it forward. Good, so big inhale to reset, exhale. Rotate, side bend, bring it all the way around. All right. Let's go one more each side. So this will give us 3 each side. Move nice and slow through all the movements today. Use this time as an assessment. Check in. How are you feeling? All right, as we slowly come out of that movement, we're going to work on upper extremities now. So we just worked on upper back. So what I want us to do is find a slight hip hinge. So sit those hips back here. From here, what I want us to do, try to get those hands behind your back. So if you need, start from a standing position, bring those arms behind your back, all right? Palms facing forward. We're gonna hinge. I want you to squeeze those shoulders and lift those arms up. Extend, rotate, 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 all the way into our Y position. Then come around, rotate, 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 all the way down and back. Keeping my hands off of my back. Extend, squeeze those shoulders and rotate. If you need, you can reset, so relax. Squeeze those shoulders into my strong position. Lift up and rotate all the way around to my Y. So you see I'm coming out at an angle. I'm not right here, I'm right here. Nice strong shoulders, rotate in, big reach. Spread those fingertips too. Go ahead and give me one more. Big reach behind. That's going to help really pull those shoulders back. Rotate. Sweep across. Good. All right. So next what I want us to do, we're going to find ourselves in our half kneeling position, finishing up with the upper body. So if you need your pillow, now's the time to grab it. We're going to work on rotation now. So I'll go ahead and switch positions. What we're going to do from this half kneeling position, we're going to go into a half kneeling windmill. So come to the instep. So same arm, same leg. Rotate and reach up. Try to sink into that hip here. So we're going to stay in the same position for a little bit. Because now what we're going to do is switch it up. I want you to bring your arms in front. Rotate. Try to rest the forearm, elbow, whatever you have on your knee. And rotate up. So if you need a better view, you're going to rotate and then reach up. Good, so we're going to stay on the same side for a little bit here. So going back to our first position. Bring it up. I want you to rotate. Rest that elbow on the knee. Reach up towards the ceiling and look at it. Bring it up. Last one on this side. So to help you with your balance for this position, instead of being straight in front, try to bring that front leg out at an angle here. So you have a wider base of support. Good. Last one on this side, then we'll switch sides. So rotate and big reach. Good. Go ahead and switch sides here. So notice, again, instead of being right in front, bring that leg out slightly at an angle. So drop that same arm down, rotate, reach up. Make sure we're taking big breaths as we move through these movements today. And you might notice, as always, one side's a little bit easier than the other. You have better balance on one side. A little bit more mobility on one side, that's all right. Good, so we're just going back and forth here. Last one of each, so big, reach down, sink into the hip. And last one here. All right, so we're going to move on to the hips now. So heavily focusing on hips and the external rotation of the hips. So what I want us to do is find ourselves in a half quadruped position. So what that's going to look like, one leg is bent, the other one is straight. So we're right here. From this position, try to make sure your hands are a little bit farther away from your knees. So try to walk your hands out about one big step from your knee. I want you to lift that leg up here. We're full extension here. From that position, I want you to bring that leg up So now we're on our half kneeling mountain climber. Hang out here for just a moment. Drop it to the hip. Then we're going to extend that rear leg into our world's greatest stretch. So it's kind of a lot going on at once. Good, so drop it back down. We're going to reverse the movement. So bring that leg back. And then down to the floor. So let's go through that again. Stay on the same side. Squeeze, lift up. Bring that leg through to our half kneeling position. Feel free to rock back and forth. So we're moving through this nice and slow, no rush. Now we're going to extend that back leg. Good. Nice and strong. Bringing it down. And here. So let's go ahead and move on to last time on this side, then we'll switch. So lift that leg up. Bring it all the way up and through to the side. So see how leg is on the outside here of my hands. Extend that leg. Bring it down. So now we're going to reset. So if you need to adjust your pillow, go ahead and do so. We're switching sides. So again, make sure your hands are right here. Give yourself one nice big walk out here. From this position, squeeze that glute. Bring it all the way up. Position yourself where you're comfortable. Nice deep breath. Go ahead and extend that back leg. Bring it down all the way around to our starting position. So working heavily on hip extension here. So lift up, bring it up and through. Deep breath into this stretch. Extend. Bring it down nice and slow. I like to keep my back foot flexed the whole time. Bring it down and back. Last one. So go ahead and extend the knee, lift up, sweep it up and through. Big rock back and forth. And then extending that back leg one last time. All right, let's go ahead, move it down to the floor. We're going to go into pigeon pose. So, I'm sure you all are very familiar with this one. Get that front leg out in front of you. Again, if this isn't comfortable, try to decrease that angle of the bend in your knee so that you can keep your hips pointing down to the floor. So whatever that looks like for you, we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Try to reach that back foot. You can't really see me. Try to reach that back foot far as you can behind you. So it's really shooting the hips that way. And then we'll change the emphasis of our stretch in a little bit. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Try to tuck your tailbone under now. See where that stretches. So instead of arching your lower back, try to tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. See how that switches the emphasis to right here in the front of the hip. So that just shows by slightly changing where your pelvis sits, you can really drastically increase the stretch just from staying in the same position. Good. I want us to go ahead and switch sides. So go ahead and find yourself in pigeon pose on the other leg. So again, find where you're comfortable. If your leg out in front at a 90-degree angle is too much, bring that knee in. All right, then bring hips facing to the floor. Reach those hands out. Walk them out a little bit farther. So we're still pushing into the floor with the hands. Again, we're going to start off by reaching our back foot far behind us. So try to push it to the floor with your hands. Reach that back foot away. We're really elongating ourselves here. Now what I want you to do is tilt your tailbone under. So scoop that bucket of water up with your hips slightly. You don't have to move very far, and see how the emphasis of your stretch changes. So here, after this position, in about a few more seconds, we're going to bring it up into a seated position, figure four. So go ahead and bring it on up. So from here, we're going to go seated figure four. So you can do this laying down or seated. We're going to do it this way today. Bring one leg up and over the other knee. So start with a very large angle of that supporting knee. If that's too easy, walk that foot up. Make sure we're sitting upright, so the focus here, again, hip external rotation, but also keeping the chest up, nice and strong. Just find your line of tension, find your stretch, breathe through it. Good, see if we can walk that foot out just a little bit. Bring that foot down. Same thing on the other side. Walk that foot up until you find your stretch with your chest up nice and tall, so you can use your hands behind you as support. I recommend it. Nice deep breathing. Let the knee fall out and relax. Give the ankle a little bit of a roll here if you'd like. Good, we're going to switch sides. So you might notice this time around you have a little bit more range of motion. So try to push yourself up into that new stretch if you have it. Roll the ankle out a little bit while we're here. Good, I want us to go ahead, we're going to work on some hip cars. So we're going to do that in our quadruped position. So going right back to hands and knees. So from this position, what I want you guys to do is raise that leg out to the side. Bring that knee up and around, so heels now up towards the ceiling. So let's try our best to push into the floor. Big deep breath in, exhale. We're trying to tense up our body, just about 10% here. So we're moving our body through about 10% of our maximum contraction effort. So you should feel yourself working through this. It shouldn't be super easy. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. So same thing on the other side. Big breath into the belly, then we're going to exhale. Squeeze all your muscles here, nice and tense. Keep the toes flexed. So we're doing our hip cars through a slight bit of tension. Go ahead and give me one more. All right, let's go ahead. What we're going to finish up with, since we're already in this position, walk your wrists around as far as you're comfortable. We're going to stretch the front of the forearms here. And then we're going to walk them all the way around. So just taking some time here to explore the wrists, see what they're feeling. If you don't like this very much, you can come off of your hands And just go into circles here. If the pressure hurts your wrist, that's all right. So make big fists. All right, as we finish up class, let's just exit class with a nice big deep breathing sequence together. So we're going to inhale through the nose into the belly. Hold it for 4. Big exhale, get all that air out. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining me for morning mobility. If you guys enjoy this mobility